My name's Terry Clark Ward, and welcome to 5 o'clock. Wrocław, the place that has been my home for the last 17 years, is a city known for many things. Its culture, bridges, and friendly atmosphere. Today, I'm going to meet another foreigner that has made Wrocław their home. But what is Wrocław like through the eyes of a foreigner? And what challenges do they face? And how are they inspired by this city? Well, in a moment, we'll meet today's guest. But before we do, let's visit the clue table. Today's guest has left a set of clues. The first thing, I think it's obvious. It's a huge Mexican sombrero. Hola! So is this person Mexican perhaps? Or do they like big hats? Well, we'll find out soon, and that reveals some interesting things. I've been here before, I know this place. Song lyrics. So maybe they're a writer or a lyricist. We've also got volume 10 of a notebook. It's a journal. And this journal may in fact connect up with this book of the world. So this person may like traveling. And the final, very important thing is this. A microphone stand. Some kind of support, a speaker, a stand-up comedian? Well, let's go and meet today's guest and find out. Today I'm in Impart, which is perhaps one of the most legendary and important venues of music and performance in Wrocław. And what better a place than Impart to meet today's special guest, who is American comedian Keelah Rose Calloway. Welcome to 5 o'clock.
Hi, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Keelah, what brought you here to Wrocław in the first place?
Well, I came here as part of my job as an international school teacher. I go to different countries and work in different schools, so I came here to work in a school. I've been to Albania. I don't think a lot of people have been to Albania, so that's always kind of a conversation starter. I lived there for 2 years. I have also been to Cambodia, Korea, South Korea, not North Korea, and just a lot of random little places here and there, Vietnam.
And do you think that this experience in traveling has helped you to adjust to life here in Wrocław?
I think so, because there are so many different types of people here, and it's such a diverse place, and I've met so many people from different countries, different backgrounds, that having that experience myself has helped me to make friends with them, or at least have something to talk about when I meet them.
Okay, and what were your very first impressions about living here in Wrocław?
Well, the very first big impression that I got once I got settled enough and I could explore the city is when I went to Reenact. And I just walked in this market square and saw all these colorful buildings, and I just looked up and I thought, wow, I'm in Europe. Because I had been in Asia and for a long time, and I had really been wanting to live in Europe, and I really felt like this is Europe. And it was such a cool feeling, just knowing like this is my home for the next whoever knows how long.
And was there anything that surprised you about living in Wrocław?
I was definitely surprised by how international it turned out to be. Like I said, I had been to Korea. I lived there for 2 years, and I never imagined there would be so many Korean people here, for example. So that's kind of cool in the sense that I can get Korean food for the first time since I lived in Korea. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that was a surprise, and I wasn't expecting there to be so much to do. There are just so many different things going on all the time, which is great.
Now, one of the things on the clue table was an oversized, huge Mexican hat.
Yeah.
Why was that on the clue table?
Well, I grew up in Southern California, and it's also, pretty diverse place. there is a large population of immigrants from Mexico, and when you grow up in Southern California, you develop kind of this snobbery about like Mexican food, and anytime I go to Mexican restaurants and other places, I'm like, this isn't as good as in California. So
is it like posh food, Mexican food?
No, it's not posh at all, and I think I'm getting on my soapbox about it now, but that's what people don't get. Like, the best Mexican food in the world comes from places that look like they're going to be shut down by the Board of Health. Like, you really want to have the authentic experience.
Now tell me a little bit about being a stand-up comedian. How did all that start?
Well, I had done a lot of improv and that type of performance when I was young and in university, and one of the items on my bucket list was to try stand-up comedy. Okay. So when I got to Wrocław, a girl that I met took me to a comedy show, and it was fun, and there was like some banter going on with the comedian and the audience. And then at one point they mentioned there was going to be an open mic night. Okay. And I thought, okay, maybe I could finally, at least scratch this itch and see if that works out. So I performed at the open mic night, and my performance was successful enough that I was invited by the organizers to perform again. So I've been performing with this group, Worldwide Comedy, for quite a while, and it's really been working out well. So it's a great group of people. They're all very funny, and I feel really honored to be part of that.
Okay, so the open mic is when you basically have just a mic stand, which was also on the clue table. Yes. And a microphone.
Yeah.
And you.
And me and my ideas and my weird observations.
Now, I've been living in Poland for over a year now, so I definitely know about meeting people who have the same name. Since I've been here, I think I've met like 50 Anyas. Like if a girl doesn't introduce herself, I just assume her name is Anya.
So yeah, I guess one thing about traveling around a lot is that I gain kind of a unique perspective, and it's fun to be able to share the perspective in like a funny way.
Okay. And are there things when you're a stand-up comedian that you simply do not joke about?
Well, I really know. I mean, it's hard to say that there's something I would never ever tell a joke about. For me, if it's funny, then I'm going to say it.
Another thing on the clue table was a notebook. It was a journal.
Yeah.
So what else are you doing apart from being a stand-up comedian?
Well, I always keep a journal because I like to write my thoughts down. I like to write. I write stories and songs, and I like to perform, sometimes. So that part of my career is just starting. But it's definitely an interesting way to let my thoughts out.
Okay, and have you written any significant things, like any small novels or books or short stories?
Actually, I'm one of these people who has like a novel sitting at home that has never been published. So yeah, actually I finished a novel a few years after I graduated university. Oh. So I've got a nice collection of rejection slips on that one.
Okay, and what is it called, if I could ask?
Oh, the novel is actually called Pray for the Hunter, but Pray is spelled P-R-A-Y.
Okay, so Pray for the Hunter, coming soon. If you're a publisher, have a look.
Yeah, coming maybe one day.
But there was another very interesting thing, and this was like a set of song lyrics, unfinished song lyrics.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes to know how to end a song, or sometimes I have an idea for a song, and it's kind of like I only have this one piece, and maybe one day the rest of it will come to me, but for now it's just like this one thing.
So you're a lyrics writer as well?
Yeah, unfortunately I don't know how to write music. It's something that I'd like to learn one day. So when I write a song, I have to memorize the tune in my head, and then I sing it and I record myself. But that's the only way that I can kind of capture the tune.
And what kind of things do you sing about?
I guess I'm a hopeless romantic. A lot of my songs are about, love or finding love, something like that.
So the first 6 months of a relationship?
Yeah, maybe in my case, like the first 6 days. They don't tend to last very long. Okay. But yeah, I tend to write about things like that. I have a few songs that are about the opposite of love, like, rejection and that kind of thing.
Do you write about the end game in a relationship when it all doesn't work out?
Yeah, I like to write about, rejection and failure. That's always a good thing, a good topic for a song, right? I also like to put myself in other people's shoes. I try to imagine what someone else's life is like, and I write a song from that perspective. So for me, it's kind of like writing a story.
But do you believe that love is the thing that everybody's looking for?
I don't know about that. I think most people are looking for something and they're hoping that it's going to turn out to be love, but I'm so cynical. I feel like, everyone's looking for this fairy tale because that's kind of what was sold to us, that we're all going to wind up happily ever after. So I don't know if that's true.
Do you think you could find it here in Poland?
I don't know. I think I'd have much more luck if I was a Polish lady. But I
think, you've got a big advantage because you are a foreigner, you've got a different mentality, and that's very attractive, I think.
Really, Terry? Well, thank you. Too bad you're taking. Well, from your lips to God's ears, we'll see what happens. It's not something that I seek out actively.
It's been really interesting talking with you, but I think now it's time to explore the city and go for a special walk and talk, but this time we're going to be going underground.
Wow.
Are you ready?
I hope so.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
In this place, as we've been speaking earlier, Impart is a really important place for its use as a cultural center, a place for live performances, for stand-up comics, for cabaret, but it also holds a secret.
Ooh, a good one or a bad one?
Very interesting one, in fact, because Impart, being in Wrocław, which is known for its many, many things, is also less known for its legendary tunnels.
Wow. Tunnels to where?
That's the thing, where they lead, how deep they are, what it looks like down there. I think it's time for us to go underneath Impart and explore. Look at this. Wow.
Old pictures of the city.
Yeah.
How old do you think these are?
I'd say at least 100 years old. About 100 years old.
Wow, look at their clothes.
Do you recognize this place?
Definitely. The tram that goes past my house goes across this bridge now.
Yeah, that's the Grunwaldzki Bridge.
Cool.
Long time ago. I think that might have been the opening. Ready?
So, this is a real tunnel.
I wasn't joking. After you.
Oh God, maybe you should go first.
Yeah, maybe I should go first. Okay, let me go first.
Strong men first.
Beautiful artwork. I think this place is used for storage.
Oh my God, look at these epic cobwebs.
Wow.
I love spiders.
So this place is in fact, I think this stretches for literally kilometers ahead of us.
Wow.
And links up with other underground places in the city.
Is this just meant for people to move around in wintertime more easily?
I don't know what goes on under here. And for example, these doors unlocked. What could be beyond those doors?
Probably some skeletons.
Maybe. But do you have these kinds of places in the States?
No, that's one of the things that I really like about Europe more than the US, because there's this expression that in Europe, 100 miles is a long way, and in the US, 100 years is a long time.
Yeah.
And we tend to tear things down and build shiny new things in their places. So it's really difficult to find anything that's truly old, especially in California, which is where I grew up.
And how do you feel being in a place like this?
I mean, it's really interesting, but at the same time, I have to admit I feel a tiny bit anxious, like what's around the corner. Okay,
well, I think we should now get out of here. It's scary.
I would love to take a tunnel to the zoo. The zoo is one of my favorite places in Wrocław. I just love zoos in general.
Okay.
And I would love to take it maybe to Keelah Rose Calloway. I mean, it has Nova in the title, so I guess it's kind of a new building. But
so if there are any secret tunnel makers listening, please build some secret tunnels from here to the zoo and also to Nowe Horizonte Kino, because Keelah Rose would love that, okay?
Also one from my apartment to a nice bar that serves cocktails.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to have a special challenge for our special guest, Keelah Rose Calloway. Zapraszam.
Hi.
Hey. This is for you. Today's challenge is in that envelope.
Should I be nervous?
A little bit.
All right, let's see what you got for me today. This is your challenge. You gave me 3.
Yeah, 3.
Good thing I'm an overachiever. Number 1, sing a song about Wrocław. You know how long it took me to learn how to pronounce that, by the way? Number 2, make me laugh. And number 3, teach me something. Okay, so we're going to fire on all cylinders here.
Yeah,
I think I can do this.
Okay, are you ready?
I think I can combine number 1 and number 2 together. Is that acceptable? Can I take a funny song about Wrocław?
So I'm going to grab a seat
All right.
and get ready for the performance.
Sounds good.
Okay, brilliant.
Wrocław, the meeting place. Plenty of pierogi, so stuff your face. City of culture, like the culture soaking to ya. Meet the friendly people, then say dziękuję. Wrocław, the meeting place. It always beats Warsaw in the Polish city race. Not as good as Krakow, but fewer tourists. If Wrocław's a disease, don't tell me what the cure is. Wrocław, the meeting place.
Wow, brilliant. Although I think it's better than Krakow.
No offense to the good people of Warsaw. Okay, and the third one, teach you something. In my travels around the world, one word that I always find is really useful to learn in every language is thank you. If you're ever in Albania and you want to thank someone because maybe they just gave you a goat or their firstborn daughter in marriage, you can say, Fala minderit. And
How do you say that?
Fala minderit.
Fala minderit?
Yes.
Fala
yes.
minderit, okay.
If you are ever in Korea and you want to thank someone for giving you some delicious barbecue, you can say gomapsumnida.
What?
Gomapsumnida.
Gomapsumidat.
Yes. So that's thank you in Korean.
Go
If
and
you're
mop
ever in
something.
Greece and you want to thank a beautiful Greek man for rubbing your body with oil, you could, not that this would ever happen to you, Terry, but just in case, you can say Evkaristov. Let's see, another one. If you're ever in Thailand and you want to thank someone for giving you a delicious plate of pad thai, you could say Sawadika.
So what? Why did you come?
Sawadika. No, that's a totally different thank you right there.
All right.
So these are just several ways to say thank you around the world.
That was really brilliant. You made a fantastic job of the challenges. Well done, Keelah Rose.
Thank you, thank you.
The crowd goes wild. Only on 5 o'clock. Keelah Rose, things seem to be really going well for you in Wrocław. Do you think you'll be staying here for a longer time?
You know, that's up in the air right now, as a matter of fact. To be honest with you, I would love to stay in Wrocław for an indefinite period of time. I mean, I've made some really good friends here, and I love the city. My apartment is super cozy. I hate moving. So I would love to be here. So I'm really hoping that things will work out for the best, but I don't know what the best is going to be yet. We'll have to wait and see.
And whether you stay here or not, and hopefully you will, how do you envisage life to be in Wrocław over the next few years?
Well, if I stay here, then I certainly hope that I can, make a living for myself doing the things I love to do. I would also like to hang out with the friends I've made, and even if I'm not teaching at this school, hopefully I would see some of my students occasionally. They're really cute kids. I would miss them. So hopefully I would just be safe and happy and comfortable.
Fantastic.
That's what everybody wants, right? I mean, the bridges in Wrocław are nice, but I don't want to live underneath one. So I hope that I'd be able to just make a living.
What advice would you give other foreigners who are planning to come and live in Wrocław?
First of all, have all your pants taken out a couple sizes so you can eat as much food as you want. I would definitely tell people to be open-minded and to get involved in what's going on in the city.
So the first thing is get involved.
Meet people, join a group.
Keelah Rose Calloway, our special guest today. Thank you very much for coming to 5 o'clock.
Thank you, Terry. It was great being here.
Wrocław never stops amazing me. I'm always impressed at how Wrocław can enchant its visitors and invite them to stay longer. In fact, Wrocław has a truly magical atmosphere that invites you to explore. See you next time on 5 o'clock. Wait a second. It's like people do it on purpose, you know? They do it on purpose. They know we're filming. They're like, let's make loads of noise, get the newspapers, open the doors, press the double thumb, boom, 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 boom. Are you looking for a job? Would you like to work in the USA? You don't need visa. Yeah, okay, come to Uncle Pedro. We organize for you.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
I also
nice.
like those potato pancakes.
The placki ziemniaczane.
I cannot remotely pronounce that, but it's delicious.
Are you ready to get down?
I love getting down.
That's wrong.